Inside this room, all of my dreams become realities, and some of my realities become dreams.
All my life I've awaited your coming and dreaded it.
I like them French fried potatoes.
Insanity runs in my family. Practically gallops.
I always have a wonderful time, wherever I am, whomever I'm with.
This can't be happening, man. This isn't happening.
It is the Al Travis Show, and I'll tell you what, it's great for us. It's a wonderful opportunity to get people on the program that seriously make a difference. And here's a cat that we're going to talk to that folks in Minnesota can be absolutely proud of, the entire state. The first ever, what's called the Bravo Zulu house for dual diagnosed servicemen and women. He's Tim Murray. Tim, you're taking patients. Congratulations. Dream come true. You've been working this thing hard.
Good morning. It's been 2 years. And in fact, today, Al, we're accepting our second resident who's coming in from North Carolina. So the word is starting to get out around the country. That is fantastic. For folks who don't know, the dual diagnosis thing, if I misspeak, you tell me. Basically, folks coming back from a service to our country, a lot of them have PTSD, and to handle that, they end up getting into addiction issues. And up until now, which is just driving me crazy for 250 years into this nation, is that folks were taking these folks and trying to get them dry, if you will, get them into a sober situation, but don't handle the PTSD, which was the cause of the sober issue to begin with. And this is the first one ever that handles them both. It seems a little late, but thank God you're there for it. Have I basically discussed is that right? How you describe it? That's correct. There's a gap in our healthcare system, Al, in that 30,000 veterans a month are being discharged from a variety of treatment facilities like Hazelden, Betty Ford, etc., with PTSD that's going untreated. So imagine going to a hospital and having two things found out about you. They treat one of them, and then on your way out the door, they slap you on the back and they say, good luck with that other thing. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. If the other thing is, quote unquote, part of the reason you got the second thing, what the heck? But you saw the problem because your history, and I'm Trinity House? I'm trying to remember. Okay. So you have a history of helping folks with addiction. And then how did you put these two pieces together? So Trinity Sober Homes was started by Colonel Father Martin Fleming and I 14 years ago. And during COVID, I, like a lot of people, was bored. We put together and we did a study, and we found out that the military men and women in this country are the most underserved group for sober housing in the U.S. You have all these veterans that are leaving treatment. There's virtually no sober housing for veterans. There are zero until now. All military sober houses that help veterans with both PTSD and addiction. And so once I saw that, I knew Father Fleming, who passed here in 2018 at 92. Al, I know he would have said, if I was telling him this story, he would have said, so what, Tim? What are you going to do about it? And so you came up with this plan, and how do you get this rolling? How did you find it's Southern Minnesota, it's in Winnebago, the first house. How do you decide how big it's got to be? How did you get through the numbers are fascinating to me. Again, you can get them correctly, but it's like 30,000 vets a day come out of sober facilities. Yep, 30,000 a month. Yep. And so how do you come up with a plan? Well, I lived in Southern Minnesota. I live in Southern Minnesota over in New Richland, so I wanted to be within an hour's reach because I'm a control freak, and I wanted to make sure I could get my hands on it. All right. And the reception I received from people in and around the Martin County area was tremendous. And what they basically said was, we want you to do this here. Plus, I began to get feedback from some of the local folks down here that no matter how much facial hair, plaid, camo, or Carhartt I could wear, I got the feedback that you must be a cidiot. And for your listeners, a cidiot is somebody who's from the city and is an idiot. So that's a city. People aren't supposed to share that. Okay, that is funny. So you were a cidiot, and what did they tell you? How'd
How'd you find the place? And again, I think it was less than a year to put it up, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, so in June of 2000 or July of 2023, I started partnering with Steve Fosness, the Martin County Fairmont VFW, the Legion, Pam Krill with the State Legion, and we found a location. We wanted to have 5 acres because we're going to assign each veteran a dog, a rescue dog, in addition to the partnering with Mayo Clinic. So all those things began to come together. Southern Minnesota became the logical location, and then just went out on a series of meetings, started small. And in the last 2 years, we've had almost 1,000 meetings, whether it's in group meetings or individual one-on-one, have raised 1.4 million. We built the house.
That is fantastic. And this house, you can see it, by the way, go to Bravo Zulu, bravozuluhouse.org. The house is phenomenal. It is finished, right?
Yes, sir. Finished. And it's beautiful. We have 12 veterans. We like 12. 12 is a spiritual number. It's the steps in AA. It's a common, battalion or, unit size for veterans. So we like 12, and so there'll be 12 veterans. There's a full-time house manager plus a full-time case manager assisting these guys. And we're also looking at a women's sober house project that we're going to be kicking off here in the next month.
Which I hear is, again, the next month. Okay, it's closer than folks would realize. Another 12-person facility, but for women as well.
That is correct. Probably be in that 10 to 12 range. It's going to be a little different. I'm doing something radical, Al, if you can believe it. I have a group of women designing the women's sober house project.
Go figure. I love this. So the first guy showed up, the first gentleman, almost a month ago, if I get the email.
That's right.
Yep. And not because we can't chat about him. How's he doing?
He's doing great. His name is Benny. And Benny's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. He's going to AA meetings. He's got a job. He's a machinist. Got himself a nice, very well, good-paying job up in Mankato. The employer was thrilled to have a veteran with his experience come right in. And he's working on getting his license back, so he's probably already lost about 10, 12 pounds because he's been riding his bike everywhere. And he looks terrific.
So this would be something maybe people can still help with. You've raised the money. I don't know. I guess I'm presuming somehow there's payments coming in and this thing is self-sufficient, or are you still looking for people to the new house will raise money for, but is Bravo Zulu House as is up and running and going to be self-sufficient?
Yeah, so there's 2 questions there. First is we still have a few bills to pay, so we still have about $100,000 left to pay off on bills, primarily for the kennels. So the kennel building, and also we're putting in a gymnasium, full gymnasium for the guys. So we're still taking donations for that. And but once the house is up and full, each man is required to work or volunteer 30 hours a week, and they're paying $650 a month rent. Once the house is full, that income supports the costs and expenses of the house.
So other ways people can help. I'm throwing it out here, and this is spitballing, so if I'm wrong, just tell me I'm wrong. But is there a way that as these gentlemen and then women start coming in, you can let us know the trades that they do or feel comfortable doing, and we can maybe throw it out there and see if we can help find them the jobs that they're looking for? Is there a way for us to help that way? If you're a business that says, hey, I can take just about anybody, I'd love to have them come work for me. They get on a list with you or something. Can we help that way?
Sort of. There's already a dozen employers who've been really significant financial contributors who we've allowed them to get first access to these guys and the women. So I think right now we're good. The thing that people can help the most is ongoing support. We've got a brand new effort called Team Shield, Al. And Team Shield allows somebody to sign up for, let's say, $10 a month to support, whether it's the dogs, whether it's to help with the spiritual coaching for a man, because each man gets a spiritual coach. Some of these guys need some help with their copay for Mayo Clinic. So
Okay.
for $10 a month, you can help save a veteran's life. So if they go to our website, sign up for
I love
Team
that.
Shield, that's probably the best way people can help.
Okay.
And it allows everybody to say, I can afford $10 a month.
I absolutely love that idea. Let's talk more about it. BravoZuluHouse.org. It's right at the very top. It says Team Shield. Sign up there. We'll talk more with Tim right after this.
High at the Minnesota Capitol, you need more than a lobbyist. You need a partner. At Momentum Advocacy, we bring nearly 90 years of combined experience in government relations, public affairs, and strategic communications. From nonprofits to national corporations, we help organizations navigate Minnesota's political landscape with integrity, insight, and results. Whether you need legislative champions or headlines, Momentum Advocacy delivers. For more, visit momentum-advocacy.com. Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol.
Think about it. Now that school's out for the summer, how are Minnesota students doing? Not very well. Minnesota ACT scores fell again last year and are the lowest they've been in 10 years. In fact, fewer than half of Minnesota students can either read or do math at grade level. Think about it. We used to brag about our schools. Now we're losing to states like Mississippi. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
Are you kidding me?
You know that comment you said to the radio? The thing that we got wrong?
Clearly, Brussels sprouts are the worst vegetable.
Call us and let the world know your thoughts. 855-257-7469. That's 855-ALS-SHOW.
We're lucky to have Tim Murray in with the Bravo Zulu House. Go to bravozuluhouse.org. Go to Team Shield. Take a look. Very easy to donate if you'd like to help one of our vets. But let's talk a little bit about the vets. We talked about the one who's already in there, Benny. You've got another gentleman coming from Alabama, so obviously they can come from anywhere around the country. What gets them in? If we're not all over the country, but all over Minnesota. If I know a veteran who I think could use some help, how do they get in? Is there a list? Is it first come, first serve? What? I presume there's an application. How does that work, Tim? How do you get a guy in? Because you have 10 more spots available.
Sure. Our preference is to have a veteran come directly from a treatment facility that somebody has intervened and they've decided they've got a problem with drugs and alcohol. There's a 90 to 99% chance if they're having trouble with alcohol, it's because they have PTSD. So we like to get them sober. Al, I like to refer to 30 days of treatment as like tenderizing the meat, right? So
fair to get their mind right. I mean, get them in the right thought process.
Exactly, because it's quite a commitment to get sober and to stay sober. So 30 days of an inpatient treatment, it allows them to be prepared for then what's going to be a series of changes they're going to need to make in their life. So we typically like to get them to come to us from a treatment facility, any treatment facility, whether it's the VA or a commercial private enterprise. And typically they're going to stay with us for 12 to 18 months. They get assigned a Mayo Clinic therapist. They'll get a rescue dog, a spiritual coach, and an athletic and wellness coach for food, diet, and exercise.
So, again, I'm looking as a marketing standpoint. That's probably a bad way of doing it. So this literally is, how do you find them? How'd the guy from Alabama find you? You know these folks that run these homes, facilities that get the 30 days, like, hey, I got a spot for you, buddy. I know something's new. So is that who you advertise? Seems like a bad word. Is that who you advertise for? Let them know you're here so that these kids can come? Is it all generic so far?
No, well, so through Trinity Sober Homes, we have 14 years of operations. We've served over 500 men in the Twin Cities, and we have relationships with nearly 400 treatment facilities across the nation. But there's 15,000 treatment programs in the U.S., Al. So if somebody knows of a treatment program, so we send out an email every week that says, hey, we have open beds. And so that's how we're getting the word out. Also, the veterans community, people like yourselves, personal referrals, clergy. A lot of times people will come to clergy and say they've got a loved one who's got a problem. But we really like to see guys go to treatment first to demonstrate a commitment to their sobriety, and then out of the treatment facility, because treatment typically only lasts, Al, about 30 days.
Yeah. So if I'm listening and donating money, again, bravozuluhouse.org, go to Team Shield. I love that. Easy. Is there other ways of volunteering? I mean, you got all these dogs now, or you will have all these dogs. I presume the guys help take care of their own dogs. Are there other needs that you have, other ways of volunteering to help Bravo Zulu out?
Sure. I talk about the 3 Ds as in David. You could be a doer, a donor, or a door opener. Doers, we always have projects right now. We're getting ready for the winter, so we're cutting wood. We're preparing the grounds. We're planting grass. So any type of anything that can move dirt. Right now, we've got a big dirt moving project because of 5 acres. Door openers, people like yourself. I got to you because somebody opened the door and said, hey, you really ought to talk to Al Travis. So door opening is a way to say, look, I know somebody who might want to support Bravo Zulu House. Let me introduce you to them.
Okay. As I'm talking, you're starting the ladies' home, or that's the next version. Have we found that location? Are you looking? I know for a fact down here, a lot of folks with people who do concrete, or they do we build things for a living. Those contractors helped out. Do you have that lined up for that? Where are we at in that process for the ladies?
We've got an offer in on a property in Mankato. We're working through with the city of Mankato. It's a beautiful 7-acre lot sitting right at the top of the bluff in Mankato. And so we're excited about that. We hope to close on that. It'll probably take a while. There's some challenges with getting sewer and water hooked up, so we want to make sure that's going to work. It's a lot that's right across from the cemetery, and the lot's been unbuilt since 1895. So it's but it's the last multi-acre lot inside of Mankato city limits, and it's quite spectacular, Al.
Oh, I can only imagine. But Ben, back to, if I'm a contractor from up there, or I do lumber, or I'm a concrete guy, or I'm a bricklayer, do they contact you and say, I'm willing to volunteer some help? Is that the time now, or is that too early in the process?
Never too early to say we want to help.
All right, that's fair enough. BravoZuluHouse.org. I'm going to give you the last 30 seconds. Tell the world your 30-second elevator speech for this.
As the first all-military sober house in the country, we're here to help veterans who feel like they don't have a choice. You can help them by what the American Legion calls Be the One. Reach out to a veteran that you know. Don't just simply say thanks for your service. Say, how are you doing? And how can I help you? Because many of them, over 150,000 veterans have taken their lives since 9/11. Al, that's 22 a day. That's one every hour. That's way too many, and we can all make a difference.
I love that. BravoZuluHouse.org. Go there today. Mr. Murray, I appreciate you coming on. I really do.
Thank
love
you,
you
Al.
taking the time. Back with more
Yes,
after
sir.
this.
Thank you.
If it's your turn to host the game, Grandpa's Barbecue